Hello children, how are you all? Today we are going to learn the third chapter, that is data handling. Children, now I am going to show three pictures here where all the three pictures are showing collection of books. Now children, from these three pictures we can see that the collection of books in the first picture is more organized. What is it children? The collection of books in the first picture is more organized, and you can see these two pictures, they are not organized. They are scattered here and there. Children, before starting data handling, I'll ask you all one question. Why is the teacher taking the attendance in a class? Yes, children. The teacher wants to know how many children are present and how many children are absent. So what are we actually doing there? There we are collecting some data. What is that data we are collecting? We are collecting the data that how many children are present and how many children are absent out of a class of 40 or 50 students. Now tell me, what is data? Data is nothing but collection of numerical facts regarding a particular type of information. So here what is the information we are getting? We are getting that how many children are absent and how many children are present. Understood? Now what are the numerical facts? We will get exactly know how many children are absent and how many children are present. Now what is data handling? Data handling is the collection, recording and presentation of data which help us to organize our experiences and draw inferences from them. Understood? What is data handling? It is a collection, recording and presentation of data which help us to organize our experiences and draw inferences from them. Children, how is data presented? Data can be presented in the form of graphs, charts, tables, pictographs, etc. All this gives us information by which we can draw inferences. You can see this chart showing the favorite fruits. Did you all understand, children? What are the favorite fruits here? Apples, oranges, strawberries, bananas, watermelons and peaches. Did you all understand, children? Children, you can see some more charts. You can see this chart, that is the class birthday chart here in all the months whoever is having the birthday, and then here you can see another picture where there is a collection of insects here. So these are some of the ways how we collect and present the data. Children, the full form of data is Data Accountability and Trust Act. Now we are going to learn the steps for data handling. The different steps are collecting data, organizing the data, representing the data, processing the data and interpreting the data. And now we are going to study each step one by one. The first one is collecting data. Data is collected in many ways like questionnaires, surveys, etc. We should also know the purpose of collecting data. Children, when we are collecting data, it is very important that we know the purpose of collecting data. Understood, children? Suppose I want to know in my class which is the favorite fruit among the students. Which is the favorite fruit among the students? So what will I do? I'll just take a survey. I will just take a survey, or I'll ask each student what is their favorite fruit, and then I will arrange it in a table. I'll arrange it in a table and then I will find out which is the favorite fruit. But the first thing is collecting data. Did you all understand, children? Children, after collecting the data, we have to organize the data so that it will be easy to take out the inference from the given data. Once we organize the data, we have to represent the data. How can we represent it? We have to represent data in the form of tables, graphs, charts, etc. etc. Then once we represent the data, we have to process the data. How can we process the data? We can process data in many ways by using range, mean, median, mode, etc. This will be studying later on, children. Now, after processing data, we have to interpret the data. Now, what is the meaning of interpret? Interpret means taking out or drawing out inferences after processing the data. That means whether we are getting the information what we wanted or not after processing the data. Children, for example, we want to know the favorite sport among a group of 168 students. So first, what is my purpose of collecting the data? My purpose of collecting the data is to find out the favorite sport. Understood? So now I will have to find out which are the common sports. Which are the common sports? Cricket, hockey, badminton, tennis, football and basketball. Then what should I do? I will find out the number of children liking cricket, number of children liking hockey, number of children liking badminton, number of children liking tennis, number of children liking football and number of children liking basketball. Once I collect this data, then I will arrange the data in this table. In this table, once I collect the data, I will arrange the data in like in this table, because it is easy to draw inferences. It is easy to draw inferences. So here easily I can see 33 children, they like cricket, 15 children like hockey, 18 children like badminton, 30 children like tennis, 32 students like football and 40 children they like basketball. Now from this table, it is very easy to find out which is the favorite sport. Yes, basketball is the favorite sport because maximum number of students like basketball. See children, how easily we are finding out the inference once we have drawn this table and organized the data. Thank you children. Have a nice day.